Hello and welcome to the Foundry Roundtable, the podcast exclusively covering the Foundry for Star Trek Online. I'm your Tame Foundry author, Drogan1701, and tonight we are going to do one of our classic Trek live plays. I guess 2013 counts as classic now. In the gaming world, I guess, yeah. We're going to play Star Trek, which is a very non-descriptive name for the 2013 video game based on the Kelvin Timeline. And our players are going to be Greendragoon, and we have Bazag as well, who is simultaneously streaming the game to his own Twitch channel. And Dragoon actually has the ability to switch the view on our stream and our recorded video back and forth, so that'll be pretty cool. But it's a co-op game, so they're going to be playing together. And we also, in addition, in the Peanut Gallery have Markhawkman and DuncanIdaho.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, everyone. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah. We have done, of course, classic live plays before, but this will be a little bit of a new experience because we're simultaneously twitching it out. Is twitching the proper word for what we're doing? Streaming?
Let's just say it is. It's probably not, but I don't really care.
I'm going to coin that one then. It's mine. I invented it. All right, so I've never actually played this, and of course, Dragoon is our streamer and our player, so I'm going to let him kind of take the lead on this, him and Bazag. The rest of us will just bring up random topics as we go along.
Yeah, I find it a little funny because I've never played this before either.
This can only go well.
I've played this up to a certain point. I haven't gone really far, but I've played it a bit. Just let's say I'm glad that we're co-op and not doing this AI.
Well, you'd best not put the difficulty level very high then.
I think I said it. What's the lowest possible difficulty level called?
Easy.
Okay, yeah, go with that one.
It looks like a nicely modeled bridge here for the main menu.
This is I'm pretty sure this is legitimately like a 3D rendered map that they're overlaying the menu on.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it.
That has triggers and stuff because there's, as you'll see as we move on, things happen directly from the menu.
Now, due to the simultaneous Twitch streaming, we can't actually include the audio from the game.
Well, it should be streaming.
Well, I mean, they can hear it.
I know it's streaming on, yeah, but it's not. Green Dragoon and Dragoon and I can, but Markhawkman, Drogan and sorry.
Oh, but it'll be on the stream itself, but not.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just not.
Okay.
I'm just going to try to invent a new
works.
call sign for myself on the fly there. I am Captain Wiggles.
Now you're making me think of Captain Feathersword from the Wiggles. Thanks.
Okay, I don't know that, but okay, let's go with it.
I've heard of it.
A really major children's music group.
Okay.
So, any preference on Kirk or Spock?
I will go. You might as well go Kirk. I'll go Spock. Since you're.
One of the things that we're going to need to be figuring out is how to get you guys in the same co-op game. So we'll be trying to figure that out on the fly here.
Yep. So people on my stream only see the menu currently.
Ambush!
But they can see. Oh, I'm selecting.
There we go.
Their numbers are overwhelming. Surrender may be our only option. No! Don't give them an
I'm
inch.
still poking Twitch repeatedly trying to get it to display something.
Okay.
Oh well.
Now
Hit it
let's
with a
see.
hammer.
I'm pretty sure do this.
And we're, of course, slightly the non-players are slightly delayed on what we can see.
Invite a friend.
Yep. Click here to join. I am joining.
And there also may be a delay in what people can see on both streams, so they'll be a little bit out of sync.
Okay, so you started the game already. And when you reach a checkpoint, I'll be able to jump in as a spot.
So mechanics-wise, it looks like this is, sort of one of those cover-based shooters.
Yeah. There is definitely some co-op elements, as in one person has to do something while the other person does something as well.
The story so far: Captain Kirk has tried to return his shoes back to Amazon, but Amazon is being truculent at the moment. He must fight his way through customer service representatives to return his shoes. I should have tried these online during the start. Oh, this is going to be a game that we can't say, I want that in the Foundry.
Yeah, because...
So what we'll have to think about is, how can I make that in the Foundry? Because those kind of cool outfits that they got on here.
Let's not try to make Vulcan chess in the Foundry.
it's like
do like a lot of the JJ costumes,
but highly predictable.
It's like a Kelvin Timeline hazard suit there.
That is precisely why the move was predictable, Captain.
Captain, we have received an emergency signal from a nearby space station.
Okay, so how about this?
So for my stream, riveting gameplay.
Or do you concede
it's
defeat?
Still the box.
You should know me better than that by now, Spock. I never concede.
Because usually I do this with like a face cam, so I just did like a double thumbs up. But I'm not now, so there we go. I'm joining in now.
All right, just had to get through the cutscene. Oh, I'm
so
getting feedback.
So tell us about.
Is it in game like echoing?
Yeah, my voice is echoing back through Skype.
Ooh, nice planet out the window.
That is totally weird. Hang on, let me...
This is totally going better than the co-op sessions I generally have in Halo. No one's died yet. And it's two players locked in a room together.
They haven't done anything.
Well, they haven't done anything to each other yet.
Yeah, well, no, we don't have phases, so we can't.
You can find a way.
This is the Kelvin timeline. Shouldn't Kirk and Spock be fist fighting right now?
Mm-hmm.
Probably, yeah.
This actually game was actually meant to be canon, like from JJ, in the JJ verse. But I'm not actually sure what happened, but there was like a big falling out, and JJ didn't even want this game released.
We are hearing the double effect through somebody's Twitch.
It's weird. I mean, it says the audio is coming back through the game itself, and I'm trying to figure out how that is even possible.
We'll let you try and sort out the audio here.
Do you have like a Steam voice chat enabled? Because maybe that's automatically picking your voice out.
I don't know, Steam voice chat shouldn't be auto-enabling, should it? Hang on, let me check the audio settings here. I don't see anything related to...
I've actually seen several things about that whole thing with the game being canon, and as far as I understand it currently is... I think that thing with JJ was that he didn't personally know what the story was in the game, even though it had been like approved by the CBS people.
Okay, so yeah, there was a voice chat that got enabled when Baz joined, and I think you.
So
is it coming through for me? I don't.
No, I think it's fine now. I think I fixed it.
Yeah. I mean, is my voice being echoed?
No, I don't hear anything out of the ordinary. Do I sound fine on your end?
Yep, you sound fine on my end.
Okay.
And I'm back.
The chat room will
So, yeah.
I'm sure.
So now we get to go stroll through the ship.
Did you try reversing the phase oscillation?
For starters here, I mean, you're seeing some interesting places, rooms anyway, that didn't see in the movies.
It's a corridor. That's really...
Well, the first room anyway. We're a little delayed, of course. I'm seeing what you guys played a minute ago or so.
Yeah, so on my game it's gonna be really laggy, so I may or may not be of any assistance at all.
Captain, they have issued a request for immediate evacuation.
Then let's help them out. Mr. Scott, prepare transporters.
I wouldn't recommend it, sir. Those stars are giving off too much interference. Unless we achieve manual lock, we might fry those little guys.
Then we'll get them out the old-fashioned way. Prepare my shuttle, meet me in the bay.
Aye, aye, sir.
Captain, in spite of your seemingly endless desire to stretch your legs, I must remind you that you are still a Starfleet captain. This is clearly a job that Mr. Scott and a few ensigns could handle.
But then I'd miss all the fun.
Sir, the more prudent choice would be to stay on the Enterprise and wait for a response to our hails.
Oh, you're right. Lieutenant Uhura, any response to our hails?
None, sir.
No, looks like I'm going.
Wouldn't say these are the best character models ever.
Well, the facial animations are pretty bad.
They at least somewhat look like, they look like the people they look like, so.
Yeah, I'm just going to say I like our still facial animations a little bit better.
Even those aren't the greatest.
They're pretty solid,
though. Stowe didn't even launch with lip syncing.
Don't worry, Scotty, we'll be fine.
Always makes me nervous when he says that.
Okay, in general, I don't like the animations. That's a bizarre run.
Mass Megatron becoming better by degrees.
Spock, get suited up.
Oh, I'm just watching the arm. It looks like you're just sort of like, it's fluid. There's, is there a humorous in there? Oh God. Kirk got deboned.
Is it one of those games where your character sticks your hand in their pocket and somehow the game causes their forearm to bend to put their hand in the pocket?
We're just having problems walking from point A to point B. Check out that hip action.
It's sort of like a gorilla walk.
Hey, check it out. It's the station from Step Between the Stars.
Whatever they're doing, Starfleet. Preparing for final approach.
Commendations are optional, but give you the chance to be a true Starfleet officer.
Because true Starfleet officers do their job for kudos. Never mind science and exploration. We just want those
as opposed to no. True Starfleet officers do their job for dilithium and EC.
That's right.
I will settle for being a fake Starfleet officer.
XE and other acronyms.
You can't forget reputation.
Yes.
What about miscellaneous weekly rewards?
Forget weekend bonuses.
Ooh, those too.
Well,
Admiralty cards?
Station's falling apart.
Basically, Starfleet officers will do anything for anything.
Yeah. Somebody triggered a steam effect.
Radiation scan commencing. Please step forward for decontamination.
Camera shake.
I love that we put on these EV suits, but failed to put on helmets.
Yep.
Helmets, he needs those.
Officer, where is the captain of this station?
This way. You must hurry.
Damn it! Is this the fun you were afraid you were going to miss?
This is one of those games that
Right.
bothers with finding excuses for how you carry a whole bunch of items.
Captain, we must find an alternate route. Very perceptive.
Like Elite Force, you know, it's okay. I can, you know, have 10 guns. They're stored in a transporter buffer.
Oh, looks like we got him strapped on.
Captain, we're picking up some strange readings. There appears to be some sort of...
Kirk is... I thought this was going to be one of those puzzles where it's like, oh, only Spock can get through here because Kirk is too fat.
Just keep an eye.
Well, I mean, you remember Aeon Flux, I think it was called, where the protagonist had this gadget that literally let her carry around 200 guns.
Vaguely.
Because I've seen video games that kind of use the same sort of hand wave to explain how your character is literally able to carry around their own armory.
Some games don't even bother with an explanation.
Yeah, Unreal Tournament. It's just like, you've got him.
Stuck in there. Let's get him out.
Who doesn't have 12,000 guns?
The door can be hacked from this side.
Well, one of the specific examples I was thinking of, all of you don't actually have the items in your inventory on your person at all. Whenever you pick some, you have a set of items that are equipped, but you don't have like a knapsack equivalent in the game. Any items that you would put in your knapsack in other games are actually teleported to your stash in your headquarters building instead of actually being stored on your person.
I'll say I did like how you guys both opened that door.
My question putting anybody on this thing, Mr. Spock, Vulcan or
Is that something you actually did with the controls, or did it sort of automatically?
No,
we kind of got
to do it.
Yeah, we had to go tappy together.
Can't unlock this door from here.
Wonder Twin powers activate. Form of.
So I've got to match signals together in a like a.
Oh, did we have to?
Okay. I'm not sure how to do it though.
Welcome to
that's
Binary
right.
Circuit 1.0.
I've got to control two things, but I don't know how to control the two things at the same time.
How did they let you graduate Starfleet Academy? Jeez.
So like one's controlled by up and down. Oh, the other's controlled by the mouse. Weird.
Cool sets. Don't want to be like all negative on this game. And the character models, I mean, are pretty good.
They're not that bad.
Oh, did I not mean to do that? No. Ah, yeah.
People are saying in the chat room that are the controls as sluggish as they look? And my response is the players might be sluggish too.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a small delay between.
I'm not a fan of that fire. It looks slightly like very energetic weapons.
Of course, you have to judge it by 2013 levels of graphics as well. It's not like.
Yeah, this would have been awesome 13 years ago. Facial animations have more than one part.
I need to shut down that
Cutscenes are very action.
Hey, Master Chief did this in Halo 4.
And he was dodging debris.
Captain, the anomaly and the failure of this station are most assuredly
One catastrophe at a time, Mr. Spock.
So yeah, we're basically just doing the Mystery Science Theater episode now, aren't we?
There we go.
A little hard because we can't do audio.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, we got to climb up this stuff here. Yeah.
Did they actually get any of the actors to do voices?
Spock, did you just die?
Yes, I did.
Dead jump. We got it. We got to see this. We got to see this. There he goes. Bye bye. Oh.
I gotta do this all
to
over
checkpoint
again.
when one goes. Oh man, this seems like the friendship destroying game. Dead jump.
Wait, he died again?
I don't know what happened.
Yep.
Did you get killed by the laser?
Because he couldn't stand playing with you.
I might have got. No, I shouldn't have, because I mean it does damage over time rather than actually instantly kill you.
I like how two of those options that come up are very annoying if you accidentally hit one. So I can just imagine this just getting progressively more and more and more frustrating until you're to the point like, then the other person, why did you do that? And yeah, then you don't speak to each other for like 13 years.
I've had situations in PvP where the person I was playing against did kind of, sort of, completely lose it.
Say it, Baz. I think we got to go the other way.
See the icon?
Suggestion, Captain.
Of course, I will follow you, Captain. Obviously.
That implies that I know what I'm doing. It looks like an invisible wall
see
there.
that red icon on your screen?
That's a theme in the Kelvin verse, that Kirk doesn't know what he's doing.
Climb down, I think. Can we climb down?
You probably need to do something with a mechanical arm there.
Yeah,
the one that's pretty close within reach.
If it's glowing when you scan it, then yeah.
Is it like
I get it. We gotta climb up.
Home soil? Oh wait, you guys probably don't remember what I'm talking about from Home Soil. This, I think.
Oh, you mean the gun?
What it was there was this like automated drill turret thingy, and there's those tiny little silicon-based life forms that took control of it and started making.
We gotta do some prying.
Get this door open.
Monkey Kirk is Reladone.
Kirk has substantial upper body strength.
Captain, I would not advise stepping into that scanner.
No other way around, Spock.
Go up door.
Gotta crouch.
What's crouch? E?
C.
Ah, there it just came up.
Run into the lasers.
We're too smart for that.
Captain Kirk of the USS Enterprise, we have a shuttle ready for your evacuation.
While we appreciate your assistance, our captain and many of our top scientists are trapped in the transporter room on the other side of the station. We cannot simply abandon them.
Any
That's not logical.
Mr. Spock?
If we were able to reach them, Mr. Scott may then be able to obtain a manual lock on our positions.
I'm afraid that may prove impossible. All interior passages are blocked.
Will the suits hold up out there?
With the solar shield failing, direct exposure would mean certain death.
Well, I hate certain
The lip
death.
sync
Spock,
on
let's try to
Kirk
avoid
just seemed like he went to, I'm talking.
I will offer whatever assistance I can over your communicator. But again,
It's possible that
these efforts
they simply just did the whole I'm talking and then just like turn it off and on when needed.
They have like 3 lip movements.
It seems fit. It's just that it sort of exceeds normal human parameters from time to time.
I've actually tinkered with that sort of thing in Champions Online, and it's kind of weird the way it works out.
With mouse movement.
Engage mag boots now, sir.
Another thing we actively have to do?
The solar collector.
I would presume that it's a story
avoid
thing.
direct exposure.
That suit is gonna melt off your back. Get into cover, Spock.
just keeping up with the chat. I've played Warframe a bit, so yeah, I totally I see kind of the same style.
Oh, and suddenly they have helmets.
Okay, so I have no idea how to get out of cover. Okay, right control.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Because yeah, this is primarily made for the console, so yeah, good luck on trying to get this to work.
Oh
no! I might have gotten a sun to the face.
No.
Oh. Let's see how this goes. Here it goes. Here it goes.
Control. Control.
No! Oh, okay, he's survived.
Stay in cover until it regenerates.
Apparently, sun to the face isn't fatal.
Okay.
You're fighting for cover.
You need to press control in it. You're not actually in cover unless you press control.
You need to put your butt to the. You got to attach your butt plate to the wall piece.
There we go. Hang on. I'm not going through there yet.
Starfleet officers, how do we get back to a tiny wall, sir? I don't know. Activate grab plating.
They didn't teach taking cover in Starfleet Academy. Which, if you watch some of the older shows, it sort of looks like they don't teach that.
Hey, what's going on?
Whose idea was this anyway? I believe it was yours, sir.
That and aiming.
So you can press control while sprinting, and you'll do a slide into cover. There's that at least. But now, because we're under here, we're safe. So.
Oh, we gotta do the.
Sun can't find you if you're hiding behind.
Yeah.
Why didn't we use the transporter on the shuttlecraft, sir?
Because we couldn't use the transporter.
It's ungentlemanly.
The only way forward is to shut down the core's rings. To do this, you will need to work together.
It's kind of a cool use of space with it being rotary like this.
This will allow the other person to engage the locking mechanism. Commander, I must warn you, a manual shutdown under these circumstances is highly risky.
Gotcha.
Alright, Duncan, build that.
Okay, so...
you know what?
That's the locking mechanism.
We can kind of build a rotary... Oh, no! Oh. Rogan? I am.
I have located the control console.
Good luck with that.
Well, it's not quite this elaborate, but it's sort of, space station, rotary elements, yeah, it's, in what I've done for
shutting down.
I'm probably going to be advising that project heavily.
Success, Captain. We must repeat the maneuver for the remaining rings.
I'm just going to need to put this next to a sun.
So, I think the whole point, this was a power station? I think that's the whole point, so it was...
Yeah, probably.
It's full of Vulcans, so I'm guessing research station.
Yeah.
I don't know where my, thing that I have to scan is. Here it is.
This would make a great to Disneyland. Scream at tilt-a-whirl noise.
You know what? I honestly, so far, I have to give this game 0 stars because I haven't seen a single lens flare.
The really cool thing about this bit is because we have the...
This place is falling apart!
Because we have the grav boots, we're literally walking around in circles around the edge of the ring here.
Why do you need grav boots though when this is someone's made a walkway? Why didn't they just install gravity plating? Or handholds?
Okay, locking it down.
Or use metal.
Don't ask why.
If they wanted you to use magnetic boots, why did they make the floors out of glass?
To paraphrase from The Wire, why in your repertoire no more?
Find some cover, that's an order.
I've definitely seen, similarities to Step Between the Stars here, some of this stuff.
Now, where do we get out of here? Here we go. I have no idea where you are.
I'm on the final ring. Trying to make my way around.
Well, I'm at the exit.
Okay, sorry,
I require your assistance with this door, Captain.
Running.
Through the core, let's find that stranded crew.
Can you not start trying open?
I don't see the button. Hang on. There we go.
Oh, you're facing through me.
Don't take this personally.
Bad taps.
Oh god. Spock, I'm inside you.
Oh, I think we still have to deal with solar flares.
Yep.
Isn't that just one big lens
Sun's
flare?
not going anywhere.
This game's got a lens flare.
I believe we may be able to open those vents. Perhaps our phasers will work. Worth a shot.
Aha, he made a pun.
It works! Keep shooting out those vents!
Our attempt was successful.
Quick, behind those barriers.
Success, Captain.
Watch out!
The creative director of this game described it as, it's like someone spliced Metroid Prime into my Uncharted.
Careful, not all these vents are stable.
That's actually pretty fair.
Still, when the only way you can describe your game is by using other games.
Yeah, you're probably not in very good territory. Especially when one of them's Uncharted, which is, I've always taken as generic action game.
Oh, apparently the story's really good. I've never played it because I've never had a PlayStation, but I've heard it's really good.
It's not the type of story that I tend to go for, because it's like, it has that feeling of, I can't tell this apart from National Treasure.
This one is still alive.
Quick, let's get
See,
him inside.
that wouldn't bother me because I like National Treasure. The first one.
I watched it and I was like, okay.
What, so we don't have to pry it open?
4% and failing. Transporter is still unable to obtain a reliable signal.
Don't worry, I'll save you from Kirk.
Don't worry about the transporter. Just get your people ready to beam out. What are you waiting for?
I was speaking to my captain.
It's just trying to carry you for some reason. In 0G.
We have gravity for some reason now.
I don't believe we've met. I'm James Kirk, captain of the USS Enterprise.
See, on the suits, what they could have done is just sort of like have the helmet like just a force field and have just some sort of like thing around the collar. And that would have made sense, but then they added all the other stuff. And his head looks huge.
It sort of does, doesn't it?
There's always a way. Scotty!
Kirk, is your head expanding?
To be fair, I can't tell you how many times I've had that problem in Stowe of, creating a costume. It's like, the head looks way out of proportion.
Yeah, over years of experience tweaking things with Foundry, I finally, within the last year or so, gotten around that. So now it's like, okay, that looks fine.
We were classmates back on Vulcan. Just classmates. I realize this may be difficult for you to understand, Captain, but on Vulcan, relationships between the sexes do not automatically imply an intimate past.
Kirk learning. Good thing we do not have the audio on our end.
I'll go on your wall, Captain. Ready and waiting for transport.
See? There's always a way.
There's a lot of cutscenes in this game.
After you, Captain.
I will not leave this vessel until my crew is safely out of danger. As a captain yourself, I'm sure you would do the same.
I like this one. There are a few that you do not like, Captain. Prepare to energize.
Thank you.
I will say the Vulcan EV suit is kind of cool.
Oh.
Oh no! Ah!
And they all died.
Roll credits.
Really?
The station's not going to hold.
We gotta get back to the shuttle. Run!
So we have the blue, the green, and the yellow.
Keep moving.
It's like we killed people for some reason.
Is salvageable, Captain. Oh, you think so?
There's no time to stop. Danger. Come on. And why aren't the whole the sun killing us thing?
No time to watch the sunset. Run!
Hey, at least the good-looking chick survived. I presume she's good. Because, you know.
Of course, she's
ahead of us.
Oh no, she's behind. Kirk, we can always replicate a new woman for you.
And that's the prelogue.
I didn't promise how far we'd get into this game.
We have made progress.
In the chat room.
Yeah, literally what happened there has nothing to do with what happens next, as far as I'm aware. Oh, maybe Tamara as a character, but...
So it's like the board conference.
Well, that actually had some slight relation. Oh, because now we're just getting back to the ship, and we're gonna go on to something completely different.
Are you all right?
Definitely better now, thanks.
Captain, we have a
Well,
problem.
of course she falls right on him.
Another one?
What is it, Mr. Chekhov?
The worst movie cliche.
I think you need to see for yourself.
Oh God, Kirk! No! Oh.
And that's another cliche. You need to see this for yourself.
Do you know the origin of your vessel's malfunction?
It did not malfunction.
Didn't appear that way to us.
Yeah, there's so many games where they have things that are clearly like cube-shaped objects with paint painted on them. And, well, you know.
What planet?
We are calling it New
It was
Vulcan.
supposedly like the only other person left in... never mind. I was thinking about something from a comic book, but
Alright, next one. I was trying to go through a door that wasn't actually a door.
Oh, the old painted
I hate
on
those
door
walls
trick.
with
Yeah.
painted on doors.
Spock, as you know, after the destruction of Vulcan, we have been searching for a suitable planet to rebuild our race. New Vulcan seemed perfect.
The thing I hate most.
However, a
The
project
walls
of this
that are
magnitude
lying
would have
about being
taken
doors.
generations to complete. In
They're
order to speed up
subversive.
this process, we created a device called the Helios machine.
Your station was to harness the energy from the binary stars to power the Helios machine located on New Vulcan.
Precisely. 2 days
So
ago.
where it says the
and
best
for
thing,
some unknown
part of the
reason,
game is basically
the power
getting to
to
see
our
more of the
station was
Enterprise.
shut off. Without
Mhm.
power, our station could not
Which, yeah, I
withstand
mean,
the
so far, I'm
gravitational
definitely
pull
agreeing
of the
with that.
stars.
What
Run
moron
around the
would
shuttle
shut down
bay
the
there a
machine
little
if they
bit.
knew this would happen?
That moron would be Siraj.
Yeah, we can see on the
Never heard
Death
of
Star
him.
plans a
Sirach
very
is
small
Tamar's
little
father,
vent
and
core.
a great mentor to myself and
We'll
the
have to
Vulcan
fly
people.
down a small trench and fire a torpedo directly into it.
Sorry?
That way we can blow up more
Why would
scientists.
Sirach shut down power to your station?
In this
He must
case,
have been aware that doing
it's
so would be
a
catastrophic for you and your crew.
grate that leads
Unfortunately,
into
the
the
Helios machine may
water
have
ducts
caused an
that go in
anomaly.
through the engineering
Anomaly.
section.
This just keeps getting better. We need to get to the bridge.
Engineering section / brewery.
Oh, that's what actually it is, because
Yeah.
It was a brewery.
Because it was filmed in a brewery.
Kelvin, Starfleet has different priorities. We have replicators, let's use them.
To be fair, though, industrial machinery that has a whole bunch of ducts and giant tubes kind of sort of works for both.
I'm thinking done, dun, 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 dun. To the Zambonis, men! Got to fight the
Alright, so
yeah, so I don't know if you guys saw that, but in the total, if Tamara is like sort of phased around a bit, at least on my side.
She sure had trouble entering it.
Yeah.
To be a shortcut through space.
I do not understand this door
There is
you
no
speak
way
of.
to know for sure, Commander.
I believe
It does
that
not
breaks
exist
the reason
on my
father ordered
planet.
the Helios machine to be shut down.
Then we need to talk to him right away. Lieutenant Uhura, hail New Vulcan.
Aye, Captain.
It is no use, Captain. We lost communication with them when the Helios machine was shut down.
Captain, scans indicates the reef is contracting. At the current rate, it will be gone in approximately 12 hours.
Good, the fewer anomalies we have to deal with, the better.
Captain,
Oh,
no
maybe
response to our
maybe it's one of those alien races where, for some bizarre reason, all their doors are triangular.
Down there.
So, I mean, obviously the animations are a little cringeworthy, but honestly, I mean, this is far from the worst video game I played.
I must request permission to join you, Captain.
Put that on the box art.
Maybe we should just send Scotty and
Okay, so then we got to ask, what is the worst video game you've played?
Lost on you. Our
Uh-oh.
planet will afford another tragedy. This planet is the best hope for our race to prosper.
Noted.
Then you should
I
also
would have
note
trouble
that
answering
having
that
a Vulcan as a
myself.
member of
So.
I would have
would
trouble
be
answering
essential
it.
to the
I've got
success
like
of this mission.
I mean, yeah, you got to go back. I mean, you know, how many decades here for all of us? Because we're all about in our 30s. So I mean,
all right.
Yeah, so I would.
Great.
Oh,
There's
it's
two
kind of
of
one
you
of those
guys
things where it's
driving
just like you almost have to narrow it down to kind of the top tier worst car special of worst game from a developer who should have known better.
yeah.
Because otherwise, I mean, you can just go to like, you know, just the dregs of Steam or
Digital
the iOS
homicide.
marketplace and get to that one game made by one person who overshot and just threw it out there. I would honestly have to say, in that category, it would have to be Destiny.
I guess you don't want to hear about the stasis.
Okay, I didn't actually play Destiny, but
I haven't tried that one yet.
Okay, it's one of those things where like it's fine on the surface, but the more you think about it, the more you start screaming on the inside, and eventually you're to the point of like, this doesn't make any sense anymore. Although it does have my favorite line of a semi-serious sci-fi video game of, there's a wizard here, we have to kill it.
Wizard from the moon or something like that, right?
Yes!
Is that like Nathan Fillion's
There are
character?
wizards on the moon!
Further out and I'd be back.
It was Peter Dinklage's character, I think, said that, or something like that, right?
But then the first thing they did, of all the things wrong with the game, they retroactively removed Peter Dinklage. It's like, guys, that wasn't the worst thing. I mean, faking.
Shooting birds.
Probably the worst game that I've played from a standpoint of missed opportunity is Star Trek Legacy.
Ooh.
be careful, that's still on our list.
Yeah, it's on our list. And it had a lot going for it, but the controls were just so bad.
Yeah.
For PC. You know,
I played it for the Xbox, and it was okay, but it wasn't like... it wasn't there. I mean, it actually had some pretty nifty visual effects. So it
I mean, it looked all right, and
it sounded great.
It had all the captains, and it had a storyline going for it, and it was just let down by the gameplay.
Okay, apparently you have to do stuff as well. I'm not sure exactly what you're doing.
I don't.
I see.
It takes two to tango.
It takes two to open doors.
Okay, so that's the right ampli... Okay, there we go. You almost had it. There we go.
Oh, I see. I've got to keep it in the center. Otherwise, you can't tell what to align it to.
That's got to be right?
So I'm guessing that you're aligning the
Yeah, I'm
carrier
doing the
wave.
blue, you're doing the red.
So what I do is there we go.
There we go.
Captain, the system seemed to have been purposely shut down.
I can provide assistance.
Tamar, can you operate all the systems from here?
Say the mini games are a
Yes,
bit easier.
I helped to build and design. Captain, if
Yeah,
you're
once you
implying
actually
that I
figure
should
what they
stay
how they
Tamar,
work
we may
out.
need your technical assistance should things get unfriendly,
Hmm.
unpredictable.
I'm still trying to decide what the
When we find
worst
them,
game I ever
you'll be the
played
first to
was.
know.
I will remain in constant contact.
You know
Thank
what?
you.
I think
Captain,
I
shall
will
we
go
proceed?
with the
To you.
Game Boy Pocket version of Aliens.
Ooh, we're going in that. I remember this port of Wing Commander
I believe
Prophecy
we have
for
a
Game Boy
problem.
Advance. It was just
Really?
awful.
You can't make that jump.
Well, we'll see.
It is highly doubtful that
What
either of us
I
can cross
personally
unharmed.
disliked about this game is that, one, it was a Nintendo hard game where you would just you would get insta killed by all sorts of things.
I have no idea how to switch weapons though.
They are dead, Captain.
But not only that, killing enemies accomplished nothing other than increasing the score you got when you finally either beat the game or died.
Ooh, big thing.
Oh, actually, that reminds me. I actually have to amend Destiny as my worst game. I've really got to put down Call of Duty 4. Because in that game, they basically had every single encounter was just a matter of infinite respawning enemies going to the same marks. So if you stopped and looked at a battle, it basically completely fell apart. The only way that the game held together was constantly throwing yourself forward. And at a certain point, you had to do that. So it was just like, oh god, that was just painful.
At risk, but we must endeavor.
I was making it painful.
Agreed. We
That
don't
looks
need to use
painful.
stun from this point on.
That man had a melting face. Oh, he's dead.
Or is he?
He had a funny ragdoll.
He chose poorly.
I need to check.
I think he's been
I've got
Scans
I
show
should
numerous
have
toxins in the adrenal glands and bloodstream.
So yeah,
Oh, well, anyway.
hang on. Let me actually see if I can figure out. I guess this thing doesn't actually list.
Oh, there were
don't
actually
know.
some good things about it. One of which was the fact that they had this mini game thing where you would basically be like crawling through the air conditioning ducts, which actually in some ways made sense, except for the fact that it would insta kill you anytime you screwed up. But The thing about
has anyone haven't figured out how to put my weapon on stun yet?
Are you sure it's not on stun?
It's got the red thing.
As usual, we come in peace, shoot to kill.
Oh god.
Is it just using the like the phaser pistols rather than?
Is it color coded to player? So I'm thinking, can you?
All right. Well, they have
Am I
not.
suggesting Q or E.
You brings up a.
E is
All right.
zooming in.
I'm gonna assume I haven't.
Because there's no visual indicator that you're on kill, so it might just be color coded to player.
Oh, I can see like different. I think that my phaser is on the lowest power level, so if you use the phaser pistol, not whatever your.
I've only got the phaser pistol.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, hold on. Do you have two firing modes, as in left mouse button, right mouse button?
No, right mouse button just zooms in.
Another disturbed individual.
Middle mouse button?
We gotta take him out, but remember, stun only.
I would not have it any other way.
It's
Oh, it's middle mouse
Oh,
button.
okay.
It's amazing just how many games actually use single click function or center click functions, even though a lot of mice don't have them.
Yeah, it came up a lot with shooters. So even back to some of the mid 90s PC shooters.
Anything? I have never encountered this before.
Because you'd have jump, you'd have primary fire and secondary fire. So hey, you got those 3 built in.
Enterprise, we have.
Then you have the extra fancy mice that have like 8 buttons on them.
Yeah, just some.
Like the one I've got, and I only use 3.
Captain,
I could use more, but Stowe doesn't really like my bindings.
But their readings are erratic.
May I suggest setting our phasers to stun?
Just can't be bothered to make bindings.
After all, they are Vulcans.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot you need.
I mean, I am one of those people who was crazy enough that I actually went and figured out how to make a joystick work in Stowe. So hey, you know.
Oh, I tried that once.
Find the Sirach guy and get the hell out of here.
Oh, that didn't end well.
Did you read the guide I wrote on the forum about how to do it?
No, I just
Through the
played
broken
around with it
window
a little bit. And yeah, this was years back. And I quickly stopped.
Come in.
Well, what I figured out is that there are 2 basic layers that you have to figure out how to work with to make it work. Because what you see in game as the names for the controls aren't what you need to put into the keybind file as the names of the controls.
I am here, Father.
And what you have to do is you have to figure out how
Now,
to
what the hell is going on down there?
We've been attacked.
relate the 2 of them to each other, and
not long after the
it is more than just a little bit confusing.
to decipher that they call themselves the Gorn.
That's why I stuck with mouse and keyboard.
Cannot allow the power of the Helios machine to fall into their hands.
I actually managed to make mine work reasonably well. It's just that well,
be able to attack without warning.
It didn't really help with anything.
In the colony's deepest labs, I have secured all entries into the lab to prevent the device from falling into hostile hands.
I mean, I actually went far enough to figure out how to not only use the joystick for movement, but I figured out how to
Your guidance is all we ask.
rig it so that I could push the thumb button for the throttle, and use the joystick trigger for firing phasers. And, you know, I was thinking about trying to rig up other stuff to work, but yeah, just kind of lost interest.
I kind of like that phaser rifle.
We'll force it open.
Your success is unlikely. The structure of this door
Shares some similarities with the one that we got for Stowe from Edge Darkness, but it's a little bit different.
I will mark the location of
You know, that's one thing I've always found interesting in games, is that a lot of the time games will make this big deal about how you have limited weapons and ammo, but when you kill enemies, you'll have enemies that are carrying what presumably are weapons and ammo, because that's what they're shooting at you with, yet you don't have the ability to steal them from them.
Or enemies drop, on the other side of it, enemies drop things that really they have no earthly reason to have. Like, I killed this Targ, why is it dropping ammo?
I killed this Targ. Why is it dropping field rations, armor, kit modules,
and a tribble? Did it eat all these things? Am I cutting it out of its belly?
What I want to, I kind of want a game to kind of, we need a sort of a good, proper parody game, kind of like Armed and Dangerous, but LucasArts isn't making fun things anymore.
The most hilarious one is Davidians. Because Davidians aren't even, yeah.
I'm glowing.
I killed Q and he dropped to triple. Why?
What?
The Dragoon, that blue shimmery effect, it looks like a shield visual.
Yeah.
You have a
Yeah,
personal
because I boost your shields, so
Stay down. Don't let them see you.
Why? Is this one of those games where you need to learn how to read Vulcan?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because it just occurred to me that big blue screen you walked past has Vulcan calligraphy on it.
The Elder Spock was wise to suggest a planet as far from the neighboring systems as possible. That distance gives us a
Oh yeah, I didn't get around to explaining what the worst part of that Aliens game was. The fact that you needed a manual to tell you how to trigger the final boss fight. You somehow
That's just taking the piss.
I can only hope it stays that way.
I mean, it was hard enough, getting through all the stuff, running away from every enemy you saw, to collecting all the things, and then you, I don't know what you had to do because I wasn't able to figure it out on my own, and this was back before looking things up on the internet was something I did on a daily basis related to video games, so I just never bothered trying after that.
Game comment. The walls in this station really remind me of the Millennium Falcon. Speaking of Star Wars commentary.
Bones?
It is Revenge of the Fifth.
Okay, so
the inside lights in the paneling.
It appears we are now completely on our
So
own.
I noticed at least some of those panels are bilingual with both Vulcan and English writing on them.
Consider.
Oh, look! How much lens flare this place could have had.
yeah, there is a bit of lens flare, but
There's
not
a
much.
bit of lens flare, but not for the generators. Come on.
Because we gotta go down here.
Okay, yeah, I didn't even see that down there.
Neither did I at first. Oh, there were stairs.
Ooh, Vulcan pulse cannon. Haha, I'm getting that.
Why does scientists have a pulse cannon lying around?
Who do you think builds those things? Come on now.
Why do Vulcans have pulse cannons?
See, that's exactly what I was talking about. That guy looks like he dropped his rifle when you knocked him out, but it's just a decoration.
Oh, it's so bad. There we go.
Spock, I can't tell you from the other Vulcans. They're all wearing blue.
Shoot everything. That's the way to be sure.
Okay, I'm somehow... There we go. They're all...
Wait, well, what was that interact? Never mind. You already left.
It's interesting that it does seem to give you a commendation if you complete your objectives without directly killing any of the infected people.
Yeah, so there's the specific commendations that happen if
you meet certain
as the story
requirements.
goes on. I mean, they're like optional objectives.
The amount of infected we have encountered is alarming.
I just thought of something. Is there any way to translate any of the Vulcan text? Because I'm curious what some of this stuff says.
I mean, you'd have to do it directly. There's translation software for the fly, but I don't think, like, it's basically a question of Bing and Google. Bing does Klingon, it doesn't do Vulcan.
Well, that's just it. Is that what I'm really asking you is that whether or not anyone ever created a actual language for it, I guess you could say, or
if they just created symbols that look cool.
Yeah, don't really mean anything.
It's likely that making a game like this, that they probably didn't put a whole lot into those messages.
Do you remember that Jay and I
an access hatch.
Message about the what's it?
Who wants to go in the hole?
I
guess I could.
In the hole.
Letter.
Can Kirk fit? Goes in.
The answer is
just when you come up.
Gotta remember, this is pre-girdle Kirk.
Well, he's got to work up there eventually.
This is young Kirk, Matt.
Yep. Before you go up the next ladder, just do a tricorder scan.
Hey, it looks like he's gonna be, just crawling around the shaft, hits the right console, and all of a sudden next is gonna come in, burst in through the side.
So you don't see anything particularly upwards or anything?
Not specifically, no.
Okay, I'll move on then.
Okay, so the answer is yes, there are Vulcan to English character charts. How official they are, I don't know.
How did our tricorders miss that?
Exactly.
Well, anyway, so you remember the Jay and I thing about the stock ship?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see what I posted as a reply to it?
I don't think I did.
Oh.
Oh, just as the Gorn is attacking, my little cat comes over. I want a hug. Gee, is scared by that thing. Monster. Get it when they do.
It is an interesting choice on this Gorn design to make it more sort of
Godzilla.
It's not unknown. We know it's a Gorn. They told us.
After it's interesting seeing that the Gorn just like ripping up everything that badly.
It's funny that the Gorn is being
brave Captain Kirk running away.
Well, he's being defeated by classic bullfighter techniques.
Oh, I love Pax's comment. Is this the Kelvin Timeline Satas?
You're about to kill him.
Okay. No, well, Satas is actually an ambassador, so no.
Oh, Kelvin Satas.
Well, my first thought is that he's like 150 years too young to be that, but hey, whatever.
Well, we don't know how old Gorn lived.
Yeah, we don't have,
I mean, there's TOS Klingons in 24th century.
Yeah,
go a little bit longer.
But they're like 120 or so.
Turtles live a long time.
Vulcans live a long time.
Vulcans also live a long time.
Ooh, a Steelix tricorder.
But he increasingly appears to show more interest in the possible side effects of the device rather than its primary function.
I wonder if Gorn and the Kelvin Timeline are delicious.
Captain, the Helios device.
So, yeah, basically
the first person who's ever said
fighting the first Gorn, and that was all I was able to do.
He's stealing the Jedi holocron. Yeah.
Am I down? Okay, there we go.
A British star in the soul, as free as a mountain bird. His energetic ghost is ready to resist.
Sirach? He does not appear to be.
Not that kind of scrambling of the.
Gotta get that device back.
Ooh, Kirk
Tomorrow,
swears.
you know where they went?
Difficult to tell, but it appears they are taking it towards the surface.
No.
We'll never catch them.
Captain, if I restore power to the turbo lift, you may be able to intercept them.
Do it.
apparently it was time for a colorful metaphor.
Power has been restored. You may proceed.
Oh yeah, I left out one thing about why I hated the Game Boy Aliens game. You had limited ammo and unlimited enemies.
Oh, wow, that would be.
Welcome to Call of Duty 4.
Well, see, it was one of those games where every time you went from one map to another, the game forgot which enemies you'd killed. It kept a running tally of how many enemies of each type you'd killed, but it didn't remember which specific enemies should be dead.
When the Helios device is out of its containment cell, it causes a great deal of interference.
Perfect.
And there were certain things that could only be killed with specific weapons, and oh yeah, guess what happens if you run out of that specific kind of ammo?
Have you
Our chat room is debating whether Gorn come from eggs or tadpoles, and it should be pointed out that tadpoles also come from eggs, so both.
Alien.
Well, I mean, you know,
Gorn come from seeds.
It's not a species from Earth, so maybe it doesn't exactly follow biology as we know it.
Gorn lay their seeds in small little mammals.
I am trying to not shoot Spock.
The developing Gorn then
don't bother.
Eats its way out of the small mammal
Shoot me.
and emerges as a flying small little creature. It mutates and eventually becomes an adult Gorn.
Wait, so can you use the Vulcan nerve pinch thing on the Gorn?
Yeah, I can, but I've got to go approach them from behind.
But Gorn are just made out of fungal hyphae.
Are you kidding? Spock could Vulcan nerve pinch a Horta.
I'd like to see him do it on a tree.
If
Come on.
it actually has nerves, he can nerve pinch it.
Well, Horta have muscle. They can move. They're motile. They have muscle analogs.
It's asking if the game has friendly fire.
Do you actually hurt Spock if you shoot him?
There's only one way to find out.
We can get this thing open together.
I know, it's really hard when one of your characters stands in the middle like that.
Oh, he didn't get the commendation on this one.
I believe that water is now an electrical hazard. We need to find a way across without stepping in the water.
Get wet and I get zapped. Seems simple enough.
Indeed.
Oh, I hope this isn't what I think it is.
It looks like
it's a jumping puzzle.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I don't know if I trust the controls enough to.
I'm going to try and shoot these blue things. Maybe no, that doesn't look like.
Across without stepping in this water.
Jump first, then try to think as you're about to land.
You remember that warp around STF where you have the warp plasma stuff? Yeah, it's exactly like that.
Yeah, the old infected.
He did.
Okay, so you can scan. If you can scan, you can activate the.
Water is now an electrical hazard.
Oh, what the? I didn't mean to double roll into that.
Wait for it. Wait for it. There it goes.
Should we count how many times these guys die trying to do this?
Sure, why not?
No, we should be able to scan them, and we should be able to quote unquote activate them, and that should provide us a route to.
Pardon me,
proper
Spock.
way
I'm
of
going to try
handling a
this.
co-op jumping puzzle like this is if you die, take a shot.
Alright, so I'm pretty sure we gotta jump to that one first. Here. Okay, and then we... Nope, that didn't work.
Why does Spock have his jet boots?
You guys were climbing
Brian
around
Spock.
and you climb on things.
I think it's where that like hazard tape is climbable.
See, I cannot shoot him before he screws us over.
I believe that water is now an electrical hazard. We need to find a way across without stepping in the
Willie
water.
Witness says that when you do the post-production, you need to add a death counter overlay.
Okay, yeah, we can have to do a death counter, I think. Yeah, I don't know how we can jump to
and
that
a digging
next
noise every time it goes up.
Yeah.
Some Super Mario sound effects.
Yeah, it looks like you got to jump on that. Yep, that one died.
I believe that water is now an electrical hazard. We need to find a way across without
I will say
stepping in
that the hardest difficulty mode in Mario is just trying to do something in Mario with someone else watching and making silent judgments. I mean, silent you can kind of work against. It's just like when someone's silently judging your Mario skills, it's just that. Wait, oh, you see that dangling rope? See the dangling cable?
I mean, the one that was
I'm thinking if you have to Tarzan it.
I believe that water is now an electrical hazard. We need
Or
to
I
find
might
a
be
way
suggesting
across
new
without
and
stepping in the
inventive
water.
ways of killing yourself, but I mean...
Okay, I'm just gonna try and jump on these low ones.
I'm wondering if it's
dead jump
rather than...
Yeah, it's the yellow
I think we raise them. I think we raise them up. And then we can...
E to activate.
Yep.
I think we need to... What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump over here and then jump over. That was really twisted. Okay, I'm gonna wait and let you try and do this one.
So the fun thing is that because of the delay in the streams, I can actually switch over to Bazag's stream to watch him die. You! I cannot kill you. Okay. So I'm pretty sure what we do is we use the tricorders to...
We need to find a way across without stepping in the water.
Raise you up so you can actually make the jump.
Seems simple enough. Indeed.
Yay! I made progress.
It looks a little bit like American Gladiator.
Something has happened to my father. I think the Gorn have taken Sirach.
Where is he? Such a convenient place to put yellow hazard.
dead jump.
It looks like you have to work your way around. There's a platform you can stand on, and then use that platform to use the tricorder again. Or you can just jump and kill yourself. Into the safety fluid.
Is now an electrical hazard. We need to find a way across.
I competitors on day 4, and still no one has successfully completed the trials. With all the splashing gears all red.
Kirk, Spock, something has happened to my father. I think the Gorn have taken Sirach.
Hey, hang on.
Well,
We'll get him back.
if you like safety fluid, you should visit Telios Tower in Champions Online. Telios has all the safety.
Yeah, come on.
Dead jump.
I went through the door in that other section just to see what was there.
Before I died?
This is the classic gaming experience of spending far too long.
Dead jump.
Well,
I think I just jumped far too early on that one.
It's why Nintendo hard games suck.
Yes, I am definitely putting a death counter in post.
I believe that water is now an electrical hazard. We need to find a way across without stepping in the water.
Get wet and I get zapped. Seems simple enough.
Indeed.
If you want to get inventive in post, maybe have Zero record a laugh track too. Every time you die.
Ooh, here's one. Have like a split thing where it has each player separately tracked for the death counter.
Sirach would not have us save him, only to put the entire galaxy in danger.
Come on, what's
Have a video overlay with Matthew McConaughey watching the screen and breaking down in tears.
Yeah, I made it.
Yeah, I went and scanned a little like collectible thing.
Yeah, shut down.
Okay, so I can't actually work out. Okay, so I've got to go all the way back around because I can't jump.
You turn off the electricity, which means
I think I turned off the electricity, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good. I don't know how to drop down there.
Ryu says that it's safe to jump in the water now.
But there's piranhas now.
Okay, so I've jumped, so I will just walk around. Yay! Hey, what's this? It's like a hologram if you scan. It's weird. We need to find some,
Look around. Can you see any power cells?
Where are we gonna find another power cell?
Perhaps.
Are you sure it's not one of the Tarchanan life forms? Looks kind of like one of the Tarchanan life forms.
Or it's just saying that Spock should get into position. It might be an AI, like a co-op AI command. It's like, hey, get into this position because I'm going to open the door, and then we're going. Something's going to come in, and you can move Spock there to provide covering fire.
Republic Commando had a lot of that, where it would give you little outlines of where you would want to position your squad.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
That was an awesome game. It just did the bullet sponge thing a little too much. Because it's like, you've got to have 4 people shooting at this thing to be able to take it down, but they're all idiots because they're controlled by the AI. Too bad.
Kind of like that thing from TNG with the Minosian drones, where you shooting the thing 3 times wouldn't work. But if 3 different people shot it simultaneously, then it would work.
Oh, I see what the hologram was.
Give me a hand, Spock.
What?
You're supposed to lift me up.
Oh, you're supposed to stand on the box.
Give me a boost.
Oh, because there's a vent up there.
That lift us up where we belong.
A hand, please, Captain.
Can you, like, lift me up from there?
A boost.
Can open the door.
Most appreciated.
Okay, now I'm sort of looked in until, like, you have to help me get
I
up.
would have liked to see Wrath of Khan version of Kirk and Spock do that.
Okay.
It'd break a hip.
So,
well, yeah, that's what had happened. Kirk would
No.
and Spock would break a hip, and they'd both be on the ground like,
When you say a break a hip, I'm thinking about old Spock from the Kelvin movies.
Yeah.
Well, Kirk would be easy to throw at that point.
Well, no. See,
because he's dead.
Well, okay.
You just throw a little jar of ashes.
Or is he?
No, I was thinking about what William
books.
Shatner looked like at that age versus what Leonard Nimoy looked like at that age.
That would be the Gorn vessel I get. Oh no. Oh well.
I want that console in the field. Where are you guys?
We are on New Vulcan's only.
Oh, okay.
We've definitely not paid attention to the plot at all.
No, because I don't know what it is. We don't have the audio. You guys are on a space station again.
You gotta be kidding me.
No, they're on a planet.
Okay, a building just fell down.
Flooded by the I'm sure.
I don't have any pants. I don't have any pants. I don't have any pants either. We are the No Pants Pirates. So, Battleford, make of that as you will.
Let's get him!
We're not getting him!
Oh. No way Kirk's doing that.
Damn! Captain!
Why are you rolling? That doesn't help you.
It doesn't, Zelda!
Have
So,
you
like,
tried?
I had a quick time event in there to deal with a
When you
Gorn.
did something like that to me.
Have you tried rolling in Metroid? I've heard that sometimes useful. That is sometimes useful in Metroid.
Rolling in Gears of War is basically how you get from point A to B.
You remember what rolling is used for in Metroid, right?
Yeah.
So I will admit I do get a few flashbacks to Elite Force with this.
Yeah, it's kind of like the alien design is just it has that sort of
It reminds me of Elite Force 2. They had a sort of reptilian-like race that was the main bad guy.
Oop.
Captain!
And that's how Kirk and Spock died.
Yeah. Oh, come on, that's too much of a he's gonna leave kind of thing. It should have just fell out of the sky. Okay, so apparently there's gonna be drones.
You know what this is actually giving me flashbacks to? Warhammer 40k Space Marine.
Is that a good reference or a bad reference?
Oh, that was an awesome game. I mean, if I got to list my top favorite shooter, not like an RPG shooter, but just shooter, yeah, it is Warhammer 40k Space Marine. The Xbox 360 and presumably PlayStation 3 and PC 2. But it's basically it's the video game equivalent of bubble wrap. It's just so cathartic.
Oh, that's you, Kirk.
But you got pirate barges inside of that.
You mean like this one? Or bigger than this one?
Where you guys are now? Actually, they're miscellaneous thing in Vulcan, so not this one, but maybe similar scale to what they just fell from.
There's a medical facility nearby. I will mark it on your tricorder.
Scoot, Kirk, scoot! Keep scooting!
Think you could pick up the pace, Spock?
Oh, so did break
don't stand up or something,
Throw him again.
Okay, there we woo! They're putting me down.
I got you, buddy.
I can't imagine doing this with an AI. You just hold him in place. No, shoot forward! I don't register the targets,
Wait, so
don't
that
the
little
railing Spock.
helpful game tip about upgrading your phaser pistol. How does that actually work?
We have no idea.
I saw the menu earlier when Dragoon was trying to find out how to set it to stun.
Over there.
I guess you just haven't found any upgrade kits, huh?
Captain, I will not be able to repair your leg and hold off these creatures at the same time.
Oh, your leg got broken by the debris as you fell through the ceiling.
This map needs more custom lighting.
You see the lighting doesn't change on the player characters at all.
There we go. What the... There we go.
Throw him on the
You're
table.
enjoying this, aren't you?
I assure you that I am not. This may...
Damn it!
hurt.
I can't see! Kirk's head is in the way.
Oh god, what is Spock doing down there?
Captain, we must find a way outside.
I am on my way to your location.
It's too dangerous. Stay where you are. Is that understood?
Spock, my lord, Teston
I would
is perfectly
assume that you have
fine.
disobeyed your request, Captain.
Not surprised. She is Vulcan.
We're going that way.
And this was flinching armor.
Or kind of like that thing the doctor said with would you mind not standing on my chest? My hat is on fire.
Wow.
So you're supposed to strap it to the table and then rearrange what's left of his leg.
I'm just waiting for Kirk. I broke my leg again!
Is that it?
For the moment.
Give me some of that Vulcan strength to get this door open.
Spock,
Okay,
Kirk,
this is
way.
odd.
These Gorn have completely infested our colony.
Sorry, Spock, I had to reach into your stomach to open that door.
No problem, sir. Vulcans are marsupials. We've got pouches down there.
Scotty, get us out of here!
Yeah, would you like a juice box?
Can you move forward 15 meters?
No good. I have a big wall of green dead ahead.
Well, can you move back?
Not so much.
And of course we have a joke about a broken third leg.
Scotty, we're pinned in. Do it now.
So Ranger RU says, why hasn't Kirk called for reinforcements?
They're arguing about
Red Search in action.
I said they're arguing about Scotty beaming him up at the moment.
Instead of beaming down like 100 security guys.
Yeah, well,
it's the whole bureaucratic red tape thing, how that works.
Or Kirk is like, I kind of know what these guys would do, and I'd rather not have to spend the rest of the evening writing letters back home saying, I'm sorry, dear. Insert blank here. Your son/daughter was killed in action. They accidentally left the grenade primed in their pocket when they beamed down with the rest of the squad.
So instead of that, it's report to Starfleet. I did everything because I have plot armor.
What?
Did you just kill yourself?
No, I think the ship attacked and killed us.
Or maybe one of the
like it's a timed section, so you gotta
the 2 or 3 dozen Gorn that are surrounding you at this moment.
You have to move out of that area.
Yeah, it seems like a lethal
Scotty, get us out of here.
To run faster and shoot more.
Forward 15 meters.
No good. I have a big wall of green dead ahead.
Well, can you move back then?
Not so
Oh,
much.
okay, yeah. You have to drop down an airstrike. So make sure you're looking for that contextual command.
Scotty, we're pinned in. Do it now.
So yeah, look for something that you gotta go big instead.
And we need a bigger gun. Scotty, prepare torpedoes. Fire on my mark.
Love you, Captain, but I can't see a thing down there. I'm gonna need a little help.
So maybe you just keep looking up if it's down.
Scott, need I remind you that the situation is critical. Time is
are you sure it's not inside a hole in the floor?
I'm just gonna bathe the chat.
So it says to use the tricorder, but it doesn't say where to...
Keep an eye out for that reticle on the map. So you see it's red reticle, so... I just started looking.
Dead jump.
Calling airstrikes.
Yeah, left mouse, so... Yeah, just tricorder, keep mousing it. Left mouse button, and just where those guys are. Because that's where the...
Get us out of here! Will do, sir. Can you move forward 15 meters?
No good, I have a big wall of green dead ahead.
Well, can you move back then?
Not so much.
I don't know what you two are doing down there, but my job is
just on the platform.
formulas and precise calculations.
Scotty, we're pinned in! Do it now!
Aye, aye, Captain. There's too much interference. I can't get a lock on you.
And we need a bigger gun. Scotty, prepare torpedoes, fire on my mark.
As your bullet bars for. It's like, for the love of, it's the red thing!
Then we'll paint you
You just imagine Kirk calling that out. For the love of God, Spock, it's the red thingy.
The situation is critical. Time is of the essence.
You know, next to the other thing in the place. It doesn't stop.
Next to one of the dispensers.
Is it wall out of cover? Yeah. Keep clicking.
Is it clicking out?
No, they can die.
I'll get it. I'm like standing everything.
You're getting it. You're getting it.
I think you got to point it at the red circle.
Red circle.
Yeah, there's a red indicator telling you where your objective is. And when you bring the tricorder up, you get that aerial effects. So you just got to place that by the platform where you're going far, and that'll kill.
Scotty, get us out of here.
You got to click it again, try clicking and then releasing it. There's try variation. But you got to use your tricorder.
Well, can you move back then?
Not so
Hey, on the plus side, you guys haven't died enough, or enough yet to surpass the previous puzzle.
Scotty, we're pinned in. Do it now.
Aye, aye, Captain.
So shoot, but then once you get your cue for the airstrike, then just focus on trying to call that airstrike down.
Left you, Captain, but I can't see a thing down there. I'm gonna need a little help.
Then we'll paint you a target.
Aye, sir.
Mr. Scott, need I remind you that the situation is critical. Time is of the essence.
Okay, you got the indicator now. Airstrike it.
There's no button to call an airstrike.
So there is a
hang on. I got it. You had to hold down the mouse button.
Whoa.
Those are some pretty weak torpedoes for torpedoes launched from orbit.
Oh, crud.
They didn't have high yield on no consoles.
Wait, did I die? I didn't die.
No, I'm still... Oh, we're both sort of knocked out though. But...
Oh.
Dead jump.
So close though.
Yeah. Well, at least it didn't make us go back to the... Oh, okay, I see. We're supposed to...
I'm just gonna stay down here and... I'm pretty sure they're all gonna...
I kept getting blown up on this platform. I wanted to get off of it.
What's that blue thing? What happens if you shoot it?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Captain, the interference is clearing moving up. I've got a lock on you.
Yeah.
That means they are leaving the
Oh, I see what happens if you shoot it. If you're shooting at it, you're not going to be shooting at the Gorn, who will probably shoot you in the back. Like that.
Don't shoot the landscape, shoot the enemies.
Full power, Mr. Sulu.
Exactly.
That ship.
Aye, sir.
Oh, turn shirts and everything.
Lieutenant Uhura, open hailing frequencies.
No response, sir.
I don't feel like talking anyway. Sulu, check off. Prepare to engage hostiles.
Aye, aye.
Yes, sir.
Captain, sensors indicate a Vulcan life sign on the larger enemy ship.
It is Sirach. Captain, I would advise a more cautious approach.
Noted.
Enemy fighters
you made it
within
out.
range, Captain. Captain, enemy ships changing course. They're heading towards us.
Phaser banks fully charged, Captain. Ready when you are.
Hold weapons fire only on my mark.
Kirk has changed his outfit to clothing damage.
2, 1.
Fire!
I'm tempted to suggest that they should implement a system where every time you respawn in a mission, your shirt gets another rip in it. But
okay, I think we're supposed to shoot the fighters.
I can visualize that going horribly wrong.
That damn ship is out there taking shots at us.
Dun.
Oh, so Sir Boulevard made it a hilarious one. Note to self: if ever in a combat situation with Dragoon, shoot yourself.
I'm seeing a dramatic increase in enemy count, sir.
Then let's get this over with.
Indeed.
Keep shooting the little things. Little things. You've got torpedoes too?
Yeah.
What the hell are they doing?
They appear to be engaging in some kind of suicide mission.
Scotty, damage report.
Assessing damage, but at first peek, she seems to be holding together, sir. But I don't know how much more of this she can take. Jeez, oh, you bastard!
These aren't normal
Sulu, check
Gorn.
off, make sure none of
They're indoctrinated Reaver Gorn.
They've ruined the IPA!
Do we have to actually like shoot down the?
Shoot things that are within shooting range. And keep looking around. Oh, what about the thing that's on your hull? See if you can shoot that out.
I tried.
Maybe also look up.
Dead.
High up,
We lost
dude.
somehow.
That's the thing. Yeah, we lost. Woo.
Now might it buy arbitrary time to shoot the thing in the distance? I don't know. You might just have to sort of like keep looking up, and then you can shoot those down.
Dead.
Yeah, look up. Those things keep
Okay.
coming from above.
Hmm.
And once it seems like you get 3 on you, then you do this happens.
But
Keep looking up. Just keep looking up. Trust that you need to shoot something that's up.
Yeah, it's like next to impossible. You're like,
yeah.
That.
There was a thing that said push the E button to remove them.
Oh.
ah.
Stenchum.
So many complex controls in this game.
Yeah,
you should press E.
It was this in-game help pop-up.
You know, as stow players, if you can't do it with F, then yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, like shields.
Now we'll make progress.
Yay.
Captain, the enemy ships have resumed their course towards the rim.
With the attack fighters destroyed, we should easily overtake the remaining vessels, Captain.
Hold your fire, Sulu. Take us to full impulse.
Is it just me, or where's the Gorn ship armed with a wave motion gun?
Why do we have to warn that we're coming?
I said hold your fire.
Captain, it wasn't us. If I didn't know any better, I'd say they were firing on their own ships.
They are creating a debris field with their own people.
In torpedo range, sir.
Target their engines. Just want that ship disabled.
There's too much debris. We can't line up the shot.
Then you'll have to do it manually.
This should be interesting.
Oh, so we're actually navigating the...
Yeah, we're navigating the torpedo. Except I'm...
Torpedo decided to become a deep space probe.
Oh, because...
I think
Torpedo, deep space probe. I think the only real difference is one has a warhead, the other one doesn't.
I don't think... Oh, we did it!
Uhura, get me Starfleet Command. Sulu, set a pursuit course.
We're going after them?
Full impulse power, Sulu.
Aye, aye, sir.
Fire everything.
Jim, sickbay is overflowing. We need to get these people to the nearest starbase immediately.
Sir,
Where did they
the rim
find
is
enough
interfering with
debris to
communications. I can't hail
make a debris field that large?
Your plan is to go through a compressing tear in the fabric of space, to chase a vicious alien race that we don't know anything about, except they now have a doomsday device, and we can't even call for backup?
Perhaps the Doctor is right. If we were to fail in our pursuit, Starfleet would know nothing of our fate.
Entering the rip in 2 minutes, Captain.
We really don't even know what's on the other side, Jim.
Deploy a beacon, duh.
Power down, Mr. Sulu.
Commodore Daniels operates a starbase nearby. He could offer additional support.
Daniels? Really?
So what is this glowing red thing? A wormhole?
While I agree
Yeah,
with your
pretty
assessment
much.
of his character, Captain, he may be our only option.
The Gorn, it's basically a anomaly.
I appreciate your
But
compassion,
it's a wormhole, but they just
but
didn't
we
name
must
it that.
focus our energies on retrieving the Helios
Well,
machine.
That lizard
Her like
puppets are in
shirt
there.
is like blindingly bright in this. It's like even got like glow effects, bloom effects on it. Oh, and there's the lens flares.
Sulu, pilot the Enterprise back to New Vulcan. Search for any other survivors.
Okay,
Bring them
well,
back to this base
guys,
as soon as you
unfortunately I've
can.
got to head off.
Aye, aye, sir.
Because I've got a prior engagement.
Well,
Thanks for joining us.
we were planning to stop around 4:30 anyways.
Yep, it's getting towards the end of our usual time frame.
All right.
But we definitely appreciate you joining us, Baz.
Thank you. It was fun.
For a look at Star Trek from 2013. Seems like a reasonably okay game.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I mean, it's not like
I can't exactly say a lot of glowing things about it, but
in all fairness, I mean, it's not like it's the most stellar game ever, but I never got bored with this
functional.
game. I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously there's a few points where we were kind of this puzzle, but
a couple of puzzles almost got you.
For the most part, once we figured out what they wanted us to do, I mean, we moved forward with no problem.
Yeah. And it looks fine. It's not a brink level of dysfunctionality. It's solid. Yeah, I just think around this
it looked like some of the controls were maybe a little wonky, and that's probably an artifact of being a console
It's not
port.
bad.
Yeah,
they definitely want the movements to have a lot of weight to them. So I mean, you definitely feels like a character is heaving and hoeing as you make adjustments, but at the same time, I mean, I didn't feel like I just cannot control this guy.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I think some of the critical stuff is just around this time, like just standard shooters that basically weren't part of the big franchises. Just basically, it didn't take much for them to really get panned by the review radar. So it's like if they're basically just on par, then it's all of a sudden that went from being like A or B to all of a sudden it's like C or D or even an F.
And that may be something in my advantage is because I don't have that background in first-person shooters. I mean, the last big first-person shooter I played was Elite Force. So just to give you an idea, I don't have. I come in with it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, even still, the mechanics look perfectly fine. So it's just basically around that era is basically when a lot of those mid-level shooters died out. Because before then, we had a bunch. And then all like around this era is like the tail end of that. And what we have now is basically just the... we got the standard multiplayer shooter, but no real single-player campaign shooters anymore. Those have kind of died out. This is one of the last ones of that generation.
Well, this more reminds me of something like Gears of War.
Yeah.
Rather than Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's the third-person aspect.
Yeah, the third-person aspect. It's your Mass Effects and that sort of thing. So, but obviously this one's not.
Well, in some ways, it reminds me of like doing ground missions in Star Trek Online, because of the fact that you go through the mission and you have objectives that aren't necessarily achieved by shooting the enemies.
Yeah, a bunch of shooters like Singularity, Black Site Area 51, and Time Shift. They all sort of try to add a little bit of like non-combat stuff. And oddly, though, that was kind of what died away because that got supplanted by the games that really focused on the combat, like Gears of War, Halo, and Call of Duty, and Battlefield.
So one thing that we should remark on is that this came out in an era where basically there were no Star Trek games being made. Stowe was already out, and the only other game is Timelines.
There was a
Timelines wasn't even a twinkle in the eye yet.
There was an Xbox.
Yeah, because that came out later, like 2015 or something like that, right?
There was one that was, I think it was 2009 or 2010. It was a sort of an arcade, like a classic arcade shooter that was made to tie in with Star Trek 2009 as well. I forget what the title of that one was. It was just an arcade game though. Or not arcade in the sense of in a physical arcade, but it's part of an Xbox Live arcade game. So an easy Steam game these days.
So I know
there was this point like early 2000s when there was a whole bunch of Star Trek games being made, and then there was nothing. And there was a post-Enterprise slump.
Birth of the Federation, awesome game.
Yeah.
I may have to go try and find that one on eBay because I do think I would like to add it to our list.
There we go.
And I seem to remember that. But yeah, I was like, oh, I'm happy there's a Star Trek game being made when there aren't any others other than Stowe.
Pros I would give this game is it was a lot of fun to play through. I mean, at least as a co-op, I had a lot of fun. The levels were varied. It didn't feel like I was just like going through the same thing. It was like a lot of different styles. They would take different ways. I mean, the part with the fighting your way down the station and having that whole circular layout was really cool.
Yeah, that was quite inventive.
I don't think they tried pretty hard with that.
I didn't think the controls were as bad as everyone seemed to think they were from the looks of it. But I mean, like I said, it did kind of feel like you're moving heavy bodies. So obviously Kirk and Spock can't move on a dime; they have to turn around, and so I think they were trying to go for more of that realism there versus the twitch response that you would see in some other first-person shooters.
Yeah,
Dragon Age Inquisition did that, and it really annoyed me.
Well, here's what they one observation they made from back when I was trying out Neverwinter in their beta is that it is actually possible in Neverwinter to attack 3 different enemies virtually simultaneously that are standing in different sides of you. I mean, it's one of those things where you basically just like zap the guy in front of you, zap the guy to your right, and then zap the guy to your left in a matter of, well, less time than it took me to explain what you did.
But this is not something you can do in this game.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it seemed like anyway, watching it.
Is that it's one of those things where it just kind of like, I don't know. It's one of those things that's realistically it would be like a superhuman feat of dexterity just to be able to hit that many targets that are scattered like that. Of which, of course, is the sort of thing that you see people doing in games all the time.
All right.
So anything that we could take back to the Foundry from this?
Some fun level design stuff.
Yeah, I'd say the level design, and especially like, just trying to make sure that the structure of your map kind of works also for the backdrop. Like if you have the big radial stuff, that you're not just going down a linear path, you're kind of going to the side, maybe a little bit up, a little bit down. So playing with verticality kind of struck me, because not a whole lot of the levels seem to be on one plane. Even if you're just on the station, you have little dips down into a central platform. So sort of varying that up seems to be a big thing, just so you're not just keeping to one flat level. So
one thing I kind of liked is how they kind of kept the flow moving very smoothly. Because you would have the story, and then we kind of flow into an action period, and then you'd get to the next point, and you'd advance the story, and it never dwelled in either of those too long. They were all very evenly spaced apart from each other, so you wouldn't get bogged down and like, oh, I'm just slogging through this level and something is going to have to happen, or it's like, oh, I'm watching this cutscene that's been going on for like 10 minutes. So none of that.
Yeah. And especially for like shooters of this era, like to actually get that well integrated story, that's pretty big. Stuff like Gears of War would basically just do all action, a little bit of down, but it was much more. It wasn't story intense. It was basically like, okay, we're not shooting anyone for a minute. We're not shooting anyone for a minute. We're talking. Okay, we're back to shooting. This really kind of took its time with the story a bit more.
And it definitely balanced out. Like sometimes you would be shooting things. Sometimes you're like puzzling out. And none of the puzzles were overly complex, but they were just enough to kind of act as a roadblock. And I mean, especially for us Foundry authors, where building elaborate puzzles is really hard. Just coming up with different ways to kind of throwing up challenges for the player, but at the same time keeping them varied and interesting.
All right, well, we're about at the end of our time limit here. So coming up, we have the Foundry functions are being turned back on. Editing came back on today.
Everything's back on now.
And reviewing is not.
It is. I got a review today.
Really?
And a zip.
I just tried it right before the show, and it said it was off.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they might have turned it off again. Like, because I just got something in today, so let me just.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I can't edit. So I don't know. Someone got in a review
somehow.
Well, it might have been like it was on briefly, and then they turned it back off.
It's possible.
So that's possible.
In any case, obviously we'll be back to doing regular shows, and I will be activating the new deadline for the Foundry Challenge very soon.
Yeah, so it's not going to be 3 days from today. It's going to be 3 days from whenever we can confirm for certain that your reviews are back online.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I would like to verbally drool over the new Q maps because, well, let's face it, I would love to be able to build things inside them.
Although we did just get a few assets.
We did get a few things.
So noticed, the boudoir, the uniforms.
We talked about them on a previous show, but we actually just found out today we got the Enterprise J. So
yay!
Awesome stuff. But we'll get into all that next time. And if you're participating in the Foundry Challenge, check the forum thread. I will be updating that as soon as I can confirm what is up with reviewing. If it's on, if it's not, we'll see.
Okay.
But for now, Dragoon, put up our contact info.
Sure thing. All right. We can be reached by email at foundryroundtable@live.com. We are also on Twitter at foundryroundtab. Drogan can be reached at Drogan1701. Duncan can be reached at Gorgonops_SSF. Mark can be reached at Markhawkman. And I, of course, can be reached at Greendragoon.
All right. Well, we will say good night.
Good night.
Good night.